what?
No, he started off with the
Pizza
promo.
what?
Pizza World.
Pizza World.
And Mr. Abex.
Before we start the podcast, Mr. A Bakes, the best mocktails, best cakes, best desserts in Redditch, and Pizza World for your pizza needs.
Thank you so much, Sam.
No worries.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you for tuning in. Obviously, Riz here from March. I've got the amazing guys from Rahma Sports, so I'll just ask them to introduce themselves. I'll kick off with you, Funks.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name's Rayhan, but everyone knows me as Funky, obviously. And I'm one of the main founders of Rahma Sports Relief and one of the main guys of RWB, Real West Brom, when we were originally our first kind of like football team in West Brom.
Bill, Jobs, you want to go next?
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Jobs. Actual name is Jubair. I'm one of the founding members alongside Funks. Sam, I'm over there of Rahma Sports Relief. Officially, I'm the communication lead, so I deal with all the sort of media work in the background and Instagram and the socials.
Bro, Sam, you've already given us a promo. Do you want to give us an intro?
Yeah, so Assalamu alaikum guys, my name is Sam, or Samuel, as some of you may know. I'm in charge of the banter. No, I'm joking. I'm in charge of just, I do like the secretary side as well. But me and Jubs are one of the, well, let's put it this way. We had the idea, and obviously we came to the main man himself to, make it concrete. The main man, the one in the middle.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Thank you so much, gents. So just before we start, lads, obviously massive thank you to the Rahma Sports guys. As everyone knows, alhamdulillah, our relationship goes back a very long time, 17 years. They've come out today, like obviously Kickology did a couple of days ago, like Jim and obviously myself kicked it off. This is officially episode 3. But these guys we've known for a very, very long time. It was very much in my interest to bring these guys here. So firstly, I'm very grateful for that you guys have made the time to come. And it was about sharing the experiences, because from my side, as someone who organises and is involved with community football, with all the lads who obviously support everything that we do as well, and I know I've said this to you before, folks, but I think organisation has a lot of similarities. I think there's a lot of aligned values and similarities. There's a lot of things that you guys do which we learn from you guys, and a lot of things that you guys do which we think, it's inspirational, and it's just good to have you guys here today, and we appreciate all your support over the 17 years. So you probably, I don't know if you watched the first 2 podcasts, lads, or I don't want to call them podcasts, but episodes. If you watched them, obviously we try and cover certain things. So we try and cover, today we're going to try and cover, if you guys are all right with it, your history with RWB. I know all of you had an involvement in RWB. I know it's probably more yourself, Funks, but all of you had an input in that. Then obviously how that transitioned to Rahma Sports, what you're doing in Rahma Sports, because you're doing some amazing things. Obviously you got the 25k pledge this year as well. I want to talk about that as well. And also just generally about community, charity and football, and just get your opinions, and hopefully you can share your opinions with the viewers. Is that okay? Yeah?
Yeah,
brilliant. Now, before we start the questions, I also want to say a massive thanks to Isam, D and Faiz who are here today. Obviously Isam and Faiz behind the camera. D's always supporting as well. And as Sam mentioned, our generous partners and sponsors for the hospitality as well. So thank you so much. Cheers, gents. So Funks, kick us off. Obviously, I'll tell you a little bit of background and you can tell me if I'm wrong, whatever. Yeah. I feel like, alhamdulillah, obviously 17 years, but I feel like I've known you a lot longer. I feel like literally I grew up with your Funks, do you know what I mean? That's what it's like, alhamdulillah.
Likewise, man, likewise.
Yeah, no, alhamdulillah. But if you remember, Funks, when we first got to know each other, I remember it to go back to 2010. Yeah. And I will remember what I remember, and I'm sure you might have a similar sort of memory. But I remember when I wanted to invite you guys, RWB, to our tournament. So let's kick off with RWB. Yeah. Real West Brom. The viewers watching this, probably some of your lads, hopefully the lads that are on the football scene, Midlands football scene, will probably know what RWB is, who they are, Real West Brom. But talk to us more about RWB.
So RWB was originally formed in 2005 by one of our main guys, in Rahma now, is Abdul Kahar.
Yes.
We know him as Litz. He's kind of like our main guy,
amazing
our go-to guy. He's our big brother. He looks after all of us. So him and Abda's uncle, Abda's uncle, Adel. Then you had Nabil, and you had Toz as well. So there was them for the friends, like say for example how me and Abda are. So they were like 4 friends, just kicking around football in West Brom, and they said, let's make a football team up.
Yeah.
So in 2005, they originally made this team of just lads from the local area, and it was predominantly Bangladeshi and Yemeni lads because there's a big Bangladeshi and Yemeni community in West Brom. And to be honest, we get on really, really well.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
We're proper tight. The Yemeni and the Bangladeshi community in West Brom are very, very tight. But that doesn't say that there wasn't other nationalities there as well. So we had like Pakistani brothers, Indian brothers that were playing with us as well. But then you had like Jamaican, African brothers as well, Caribbean brothers. And then you've obviously got some of the English lads that were playing for us. And that started evolving even more. I think at one point we had about 14 or 15 nationalities playing for Real West Brom. But Real West Brom started, and then we first entered in the Shapley League. So I'd only been about 3 years in West Brom then.
Just for the viewers, originally from Bradford.
I'm originally from Bradford, yeah. So I'd moved here, and to be honest, didn't have many mates around here. But one thing I was good at, I was quite decent at football.
Mashallah.
So, you know, I could kick a ball basically. So I was kicking football, and then I remember Abda seeing me one day, and he comes out, you know what, we've got a team, do you want to come on?
So Abda scouted you?
Abda scouted me, to be honest. Abda scouted me. So he comes out with it. We've got a football team, do you want to come and join? And to be honest, I wasn't doing much, so I said, you know what, let me go try out with the team. And then alhamdulillah, you know, they said, you know what, bro, we need a right back. You know, I played right back when I first started. So, and then that was it. And we played in the Shapley League. I think the first year, it was the first year we got promoted to, I don't think we went as champions. I think we were runners up, but we got promoted, top 2 went through. And then in the second year, I think we finished mid-table. And then I think it was the third year where it got to a position where certain things happened and we were fighting relegation. But luckily, we lost quite a few players, and we got to a position where we were like, we could get relegated here. And then we joined up with Amana. So the Amana boys, Osama, Maki, Abdul Latif, all these boys, they came in.
Good guys.
And then we scouted a few new players in West Brom, guys like Chris Brown. Chris Brown.
And name that everyone knows.
Chris Brown, Leon Brown, Stephen Samuels, the 3 brothers. And then you had like guys like Mandela and all these lot that were playing for Jordan Williams and all these. They all came through. And we just about scraped relegation. And then the season after that, we actually won the Shapley League. But after we won the Shapley League, we just thought, you know what, we need to move on. And it was a bit far for us, to be honest, traveling from West Brom. A lot of the games were in like Saltley and stuff like that. So it was quite hard. So we ended up deciding we're going to stay local, and we started, we signed up with the Beacon League?
I know the Beacon League.
We went into the Beacon League first. The Beacon League, it was 2 divisions, won the first division, won the second division, back to back. Again, we said this is not a challenge for us, man. So we then went to the Wally League. The Wally League put us in Division 5. Every season we got promoted.
Fair play.
We got promoted every season. I think there was one season for a Sunday League team, we only conceded like 4 or 5 goals. And we scored over 100 because we had 2 phenomenal strikers in Chris Brown and another lad named Mike Hawthorne.
Okay, good stuff.
Mike's moved to New Zealand now, but
fair play.
These 2 were absolutely like assassins, man, up front. And literally we were just walking it through. And then we got to the Premier, and this is when Litu and Adele started taking a back seat, and they was like, look guys, you know what, we've got family now, you know, and everything and all this. Funks, you take it on. So we ran it for about a year, and then it was hard work, man. I was at uni, you know, I was at work and everything, and it's a lot of hard work. So eventually what happened was we had the youth team as well, and that's where Sam and Jubair come in, because they were running the youth team. I was helping them, we were running the youth team. But because we had no funding, nothing, everything was funded by ourselves. We were paying subs out of our own pockets and all that. And you know, the only kind of support we got was by the YCA, the Yemeni Community Association.
Good organisation.
Like the manager there, Ragi Mufli, he absolutely amazing guy. Him and Ahmed, Abda's uncle, they were just helping us out with everything. And then we just decided, look, you know what, 11 aside, we can't carry it on. We're going to go to tournament football. But prior to that, obviously, before we folded Real West Brom, we did come to your tournament race, because when you contacted me, I think the first year I had to back out in the last minute.
I think you're on holiday or something.
Yeah, I had to back out because And then the second year, we did turn up, but we had to play like 6 games back to back or something like
That's
that.
not our fault, by the way.
Yeah, it was our own fault because
We didn't make a place.
No. So what happened was we ended up coming late because coming off that road is
You had to get back around.
we kept on going back around, and the lads were just like, and I wasn't there again,
Yeah.
and the lads played back to back. I think 5 or 6 games they played back to back, and I just remember, did we lose in the semis, the quarters? In that one?
Semis, you lost in the semis that year in 2010, the first year you
Yeah,
came.
yeah.
But just before we go into that, Funks, thank you for giving that insight
Yeah.
because obviously I know you had a lot of success. I know RWB's had a lot of success. You mentioned about the 100 plus goals in a season. I didn't know who Mike was. I mean, is it Mike or Mick?
Mike.
Yeah, Mike. Obviously, I know who Chris is.
Yeah.
Chris had great success at a tournament. I didn't know though, and well, obviously now I know, you told me, but your defensive record, you're not known for, the team's not known for its defense, it's known for its attack, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So obviously it's a very, very good defensive record. But anyway, we'll talk about the football in a minute. I want to know what Sam and Jubbs did for the youth team. So you said they took charge of the, well, it was a youth team.
So yeah,
It was a second team, a youth team, what was
so
it?
it was our youth team.
Yeah.
They were called RWB Youth.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you
yeah.
So you had RWB Youth, and then what literally happened was myself and Abda were kind of like the managers at the time. And Sam and Jobs and some of the ones like my nephew Azad, and then you had a
Good guys,
lad
all,
named
mashallah.
Sal and all these boys. Sonny Nahal was part of it as well.
We even had Turbo playing for us.
Turbo in the youth
At
team.
that time,
Yep.
Yeah, fair play.
So we had all of these boys. They were all local.
Turbo's
lads.
everywhere, mashallah.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. So they were all local lads, and we gave them that opportunity. They were mates. They were playing, and they were playing in the Shapley League in the 2nd division. And I think we got promoted, didn't we?
Promoted,
So you had two teams
Last day.
in the Prem?
No. So
Yeah.
the season where the Shapley League, where the youth team got promoted,
Yeah.
that was the season where we decided we're gonna
Call it a day.
Call it a day.
Yeah.
And then literally the youth team boys, they joined in with the main team.
Yeah.
But even in the Shapley League, it was like, I think the main team, again, like you said, we were known for attacking.
You were,
But I
yeah.
think in the Shapley League, one season, we only conceded about 12 goals or something. For a Sunday League team, that's decent.
Yeah, very
because you had a defense of like myself, Abuzar,
Good
Mac-
player, mashallah. Good guys, all.
Maki Kamil, Osama,
Yeah.
and you had Abdul Latif. So we weren't tall lads, but
You made it
we were
happen.
quick, yeah, man.
All Fabio Cannavaro, isn't
Yeah,
it?
there you go, man. So it was a really, really good team. And then the youngsters, so these boys came through, they were playing, and then I think they just decided that, Funks, we're going to step up, we're going to help you out because,
play to you.
you know what, we know what you're trying to do, but you leave the coaching and everything to us. And these guys are slightly older than, you know, Cabs.
Yeah, no,
Cabs
Cabs,
and
yeah,
his
mashallah,
brothers.
great guy.
So they were mentoring them.
Yeah.
So I think it's been a cycle like that for the past, 10 years, 15 years. And we've had in that time maybe about 3-4 different teams now. And we'll go on to some next stuff because now we've got the tournament stuff. We've got a new batch of youngsters. But with RSR now, we're trying to do an under 9s and 10s teams as well.
Mashallah,
So
yeah.
that's with sports to work with Nurul from Smith.
Yeah, good guy, man. Good guy.
Nurul's amazing, brother.
Yeah.
But inshallah, we should be doing some stuff with him.
Inshallah.
We are doing some stuff with him.
And MSF.
MSF, so
Fareed, good guy, man.
and
Good guy.
the
Good,
other
good, doing
brother,
good work. Good, yeah.
other brother from Smevik as well. They've got a team, so they've got their own little junior mini kickers league.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So we're doing all of that stuff with Nurul. So
Amazing,
inshallah.
Funks. But I have to say, you obviously mentioned it there about how these guys, Sam and Jubbs, helped you.
Yeah.
But if you look across all your setup, even for all over the years, there's always people helping you, mashallah. Because obviously they've got a lot of time and respect for the setup and for yourself in it, do you know what I mean?
That's
And you seem to bring a lot of people through to be able to support your organisation. Obviously, I know with Rahma now, Sam does a lot of stuff, obviously on the socials and the media. I've seen, you did a campaign in Ramadan, didn't you?
Yeah.
Fundraising campaign, I've seen that. Jubbs obviously fundraising as well at the moment, doing an amazing job with the marathons and running as well. So those kind of foundations, they've obviously like grown, haven't they? Do you know what I mean? And people have got involved, and now the next generation of kids that you're looking at now to bring a football team through. But you've always been involved, haven't you, in football? Do you know what I mean, Funks? It's what everyone knows you for football reader and food. Do you know what I mean? Amazing food places, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Not for eating it, but you know what I mean? Yeah, good for making it.
Yeah. But as I said, family's always been in the food trade.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the food trade's always been the thing. But football's always been passion, like
Yeah,
even from a young age. Even when I was in Bradford in Yorkshire, I played at a decent level over there. I got scouted by Bradford City.
Fair play,
But
Funks, yeah,
obviously
mashallah.
didn't make it. Was there about a season, didn't make it. It didn't really bother me. I just enjoyed football. I just wanted to play football. So when I come here, it was different. But I've always wanted to help in the community.
Yeah,
And I look at these guys and to see what they've grown up to now, they're absolutely amazing lads.
Fair play to you
what it
boys,
is,
yeah, fair play to
like
you.
sometimes, Riz, I know you'll know this, the same thing. I give them some headache, man. Like
You're not as bad as me.
how you give it to your boys in Redditch, yeah? I give it to them. But
But they got patience,
one
innit?
day they've never said anything or they've never
Mashallah.
talked back or
Yeah,
anything.
mashallah,
They've
mashallah.
got that respect and all that, and they'll always like function. You know what? Even if you say it, you're like older brother. You know, like when you start now getting called uncle as well. Yeah. So you're getting called uncle and stuff.
I'm getting called it away from
So, but you see some of the youngsters and they'll come up to you, and this is why it is. We moved away from Real West Brom just being a football team to a community organisation like Arch or you know, Academy of Champions, doing other stuff and giving the opportunity to the kids. Our biggest you know, barriers around, even in West Brom, it's one of the most deprived areas.
It is.
It's one of the most deprived areas, not only in Sandwell in the country.
It's a bit like Redditch, you know.
Yeah.
Because Redditch is one of the most deprived areas in Worcestershire.
There you go. So West Brom's a bit like that in Sandwell, and we just don't want our boys to get onto
100%.
certain gear or you know, get into gangs or you know, fight or get behind bars. And the best way of doing that is, I would always say, is through sports.
1,000,000%.
So like whatever sports it is, like I know we've got love for football, but you know, if there is any lad that is like into cricket, I will always recommend like yourselves, Riz, because obviously we're not cricketing guys, even though Bangladesh is quite like
prominent.
Back home it's good, but I think the UK Bangladeshis, we've always been into football, and I think the good thing about the football now is we're getting a bit more exposure with Bangladesh at the moment with like Hamza Chowdhury. So with him, and like recently they just beat San Marino. I know San Marino is not a big nation, but for someone like Bangladesh to beat
they're playing the qualifiers, aren't they?
So in that sense,
Yes,
but yeah, in that sense, it's good. But all if we can just support our lads, because like Bangladeshis, we haven't been really known for you know, like sports and stuff like that. But when you've got like Hamza Chowdhury, Hamza Uddin from boxing, and all these boys coming through, like just keeping
the role
these
models,
boys,
aren't they?
keeping these boys off the street, and if one of them lot can break into something,
that's what we want.
that's what we want, man.
That's the good role models, isn't it?
Yeah.
But before we go into your RWB and the football brand and that sort of stuff, you mentioned Litz and Adal and obviously how they set up that team. Obviously, I knew they were heavily involved. And I knew Adal played a fair bit, and Litz obviously probably played as well a fair bit. But you know, it just goes to show, because those people are still involved today.
Yeah.
They still come down to your community events.
100%.
They come down to the 11-side matches. They come down to the tournaments. How mashallah invested they are in everything. Do you know what I mean? Fair play. And people like Sal, for example, he comes down, his lad plays. He does so many amazing things. Obviously, Abda and all the other guys as well. But I just want to go back into the RWB things, because that's where we know each other from. So, Funks, you might remember this. But obviously at the time, I said in my opening episode with Jimbo that I was looking at trying to get teams, 18 teams and that sort of stuff. You might remember actually, Funk. I contacted you on Facebook.
Yeah.
Do you remember I messaged you on Facebook?
Yeah.
I messaged you on Facebook. I didn't even know you, Funks.
Nah.
I literally thought, you know what, you know how I got to know your name was because of the Chapelet League. So it was the Chapelet League that I realised, this team, and I think I might have said this to you, I thought to myself, this team, they're doing well in the Chapelet League. So I used to go on the website weekly and look at it.
I remember you saying this to me.
1,000,000%. I used to look at your team photo, and it was a very diverse team photo. And I thought to myself, you know what? It looks like he's got Bengali, Pakistani, Indian, Caribbean, Jamaican/Caribbean. He's got English. He's got all of them there. Do you know what I mean? And it's a good team. And I was reading it everywhere that you play a brilliant brand of football. Do you know what I mean? So for me, I thought, you know, I want to get these guys down. And I knew, I don't know how I knew it there back then, but I knew West Brom wasn't far. I thought, you know, it's not too far. Do you know what I mean? They're footballers. They're going to be committed. They're probably going to come down. But you said, as you said, you couldn't come down in 2009. In 2010, mashallah, fair play, man of your word. You said you're going to come down. You did come down. You came down, as you said, a bit late. But you knew it yourself, wasn't there?
No.
Yeah, but fair play, your team still turned up for you and obviously showed that level of respect, so fair play. But they turned up a bit late. And let's go back to the back-to-back games.
Yeah.
So obviously no one from Redditch knew what your team's about.
Nah.
So you missed, I think, the team missed a couple of games.
Yeah.
In that group, in your group, Jimbo's team was in that group.
Okay,
Is Incredibles team.
Yeah, Incredibles.
And his Incredibles team, and obviously good team, mashallah, very good team. So I remember, like, because obviously I thought to myself, I don't want to disappoint you lot, your lads, Chris and Abda and everyone that's come down, and Sal. And I think Sal was pestering me, saying, Riz, we don't want to be deducted points. Can you do something? Obviously, we want to play, and that's a fair request. But as an organizer, you're thinking, damn, you set the rules and that. So I went to all the teams in the group.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. You weren't there, were you?
No, but you told me this, and our boys said it went, look, Riz was so accommodating because he went and asked everyone, and I think what was the advantage for us, because nobody knew us, and we were just like a team of misfits, everyone said, yeah, let them play all the games back to back. If they had probably seen us like
one game,
if they had seen us prior, or if we had been in the tournaments prior, people would have said, no, deduct the points, or don't allow them in, and all that. So
100%. You know, when I went around the group, obviously, and by the way, you said I was accommodating, thank you for that. It wasn't, to be honest, it was the teams more than me, because I'd made an agreement, I think it was a Sal at the time, or Abda. I said, I'll ask the question, but even if one team says no, we're not going to be able to do it. The whole team, everyone has to agree to this. And fair play to the lads in the group. In that group, your group that you're in, there's a group of 6. All the 5 teams said, do you know what? And as he probably said, they probably thought, who are these lot? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, they probably thought, who are these lot?
The thing is, like you said, a lot of teams that come to charity tournaments, right, they want to play football.
Games.
They want game time. You know, you don't want it where a team is saying no to a team or something like that. And you know what, Riz, one thing I've always liked about, say, your tournament, and I could probably say the same from Jubs and Sam saying the same thing, is you're always fair and you stick to your rules. You don't change anything. You don't bend over backwards for somebody. Or you don't, like, you know, overrule the refs or something like that. And I think when we go to a bit more to our conversation of our tournaments and stuff like that, we take inspiration from you for that. Where we say in our tournaments, we let our... Okay, everyone's going to say refs are good. You're never going to get someone saying, oh, your 4 refs were absolutely amazing. And refs do make mistakes. Like everybody, they do make mistakes. But if you start overruling your ref and stuff like that, and you get onto the pitch, that's when it starts becoming
problematic, isn't it?
And we've played tournaments all around the country. Like even before Real West Brom, we were actually called Real Aden, right? And Adel and the boys used to go around the country. A lot of these Yemeni tournaments and all these, and they were just literally cleaning house. Then that's when Real West Brom came in, and then from Real West Brom we've gone to Armstrong now.
I've got to ask, like, this is a question I wanted to ask you guys. West Brom's not massive, is it?
Nah.
It's tiny. It's probably smaller than Redditch.
Probably.
I think it's smaller than Redditch, you know what I mean? How does West Brom produce such strong and amazing footballers? Because there's so many good footballers in West Brom. That, you just mentioned there how many generations of footballers, but the generation that I knew, obviously, that played, yourself, Adal, Abda, Chris, Leon, Sal, you probably, obviously, who else was there? There was T, I think T played for you as well. T actually not from West Brom,
T's not from West Brom, but T's from Birmingham originally.
From Birmingham.
I think what it is, first of all...
Stefan's another one,
I think where it comes from is that I firmly believe that it's like genes, isn't it? So sometimes it's literally, if you come from a good family or footballing background, it moves on usually to your children. And that's what I totally believe. And you know, when you've got someone like the Alkash family, they're absolutely
ballers, man.
And they breed like crazy, so they've got loads of kids. So they got absolutely, they got loads of kids. Alhamdulillah, you know, it's the Muslim Ummah's growing. That's how we can say.
Thanks to the Alkashis.
But absolutely amazing brothers, amazing, and in their family they have got some, like Adil's got his 2 twins, Zach and Isa, and his older son Adam, amazing, good lad. Amazing players. Adil's got then you've got like Hilal's got his 2 kids, like I think you met Hilal, Adil's other brother. So
I have. I met all the Alkashis.
So you've got them, and then literally after that you've got you know, Abda, and Abda's got his kids coming through, and then they've got the older brother Abdul Hakim, who's got kids. They've got a brother called Nasser, who had his son Ibrahim. I think he was in the Albion or something for a bit. Something like, I think he was in an academy. So literally, they're honestly, footballing wise, they're an amazing family. But as just a family themselves, and I think these boys will say they're amazing family. But then you got some Bangladeshi lads in West Brom as well, in the family that they've got some good kids coming through. And I think because we invest time in the kids as well in the area, so when we're going to football, we're taking our youngsters with us. Where, you know, we've got a few coaches, like Jubs has got his badges.
Mashallah, fair play, Jubs.
Myself, Abda, and all that. And because we're coaching them, so they know exactly what's happening. They see the football, they understand the football. They go in and seeing us guys win a lot of tournaments, so they've got it in their head. They want that winning mentality.
Good, because I've seen you guys win. But you said genetics there, and genetics obviously plays a part, but I think more so they've got opportunities and they've got good people around them who gives them that setup. So yourselves all coaching and that's like being involved, and that's what I think. After year on year, you see good footballers coming from West Brom. But going back to like what you mentioned about Litz and Adel, like just generally they're amazing people, because we know the one time I went to I can't remember why I met him, but I met him in West Brom. I think it might have been, I can't remember what it was, but they took me out for food. They took me to Dudley Road, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there's, Kohinoor.
Can't be Kohinoor, man.
Yeah, man. Amazing guys, man. Looked after me properly, man. Do you know what I mean? Mashallah, and credit to them, they looked after me properly, man. We had a good chat about football and that sort of stuff. But at that time, they didn't mention it. And they weren't, because they're good people, they're humble people. They never mentioned at one point that they were the people that originated at Royal West Brom and all. But now you just told me how much impact they've had as well, man. Do you know what I mean?
Honestly, they're the main guys. If it wasn't for Adel, Nibzi, Litu and Toz, Real West Brom wouldn't be. You know what it is. And then obviously you got Sal in there with them.
Amazing guy.
And then obviously they've got guys like Big Was.
Top guy, mashallah.
Big Was, another animal of a striker, man. The guy
bully,
like,
man.
Yeah, it was a bully. He was literally. So you've got all of these guys that are literally. So we're quite close to Smevik. So because we're quite close to Smevik, we
neighbours,
have,
innit?
Yeah. So we've got Abuzar from Smevik, you've got Big Was from Smevik, and you've got a few of the other lads. But if it wasn't for these boys, the founding guys, we wouldn't have. You wouldn't probably have us guys here sitting and chatting.
It's
to
true.
you now,
It's true.
and then you wouldn't have what RSR is doing now as well.
It's true.
And I
It's their
think
foundation, isn't it?
their foundation, they showed us a vision, and this is why when we set up RSR, we went back to them
Yeah, fair
and we
play.
said, look, listen, you lot don't have to do anything, but you lot are going to be advisors to us to how to move it forward, how to interlink with the new generation of children, all the other ethnicities, because now, obviously, we're going back when we started in 2005, we probably didn't have many Eastern Europeans, we probably didn't have many, like the Kurds and that in West Brom. But now in our team, we've got like Kurdish lads, we've got like Syrian lads coming through.
It's very mixed, isn't it?
We've had, we had a keeper that was from the Czech Republic called Libor. It was absolutely amazing. So we've had a few Polish lads play for us and all
It's
that.
good.
So
But that's what I mean. Like, whenever I looked at your photos, it's always associated with unity, community, and diversity.
Yeah.
And I thought, fair play. They got and obviously for a tournament organizer to have a team like that, especially when you're trying to establish and grow a tournament, it's good to have a team like that. But then it added more to it, the fact that you guys can actually play proper football. Do you know what I mean? So going back to like the brand of football, like it's often been mentioned, Funks, and this is not just me saying it. In those first 5 or 6, 7, probably even 7 years to be fair, everyone said, and there were some big teams that tournament at the start. Aston, obviously they have Sparkhill, mashallah, amazing team. Haruma's Coventry team, Jimbo's team, Incredibles. There's probably other teams, Worcester All-Stars, they're obviously all really, really good teams. But I think all of them teams will probably say themselves, well, most will probably say themselves, that in terms of brand of football, and I know a lot of spectators, D's here today, he'll probably say it, a lot of spectators, Reddit, they all say this. They say your brand of football was the best brand of football. And I think it shows because even to this day, Chris Bowen, he hasn't played in the tournament for a few years, but he's still the highest goal scorer in the tournament. The second highest goal scorer in the tournament. I know he played for us as well, but it's Nicholas Briggs. I think, I don't, like obviously, you got Abdur in there. Abdur's not one of the highest goal scorers, but he's one of the best players that played at the tournament as well. But everyone associates like that Samba style of football with you boys. How did you build that Samba that football? How is it that they played such brilliant football? Because when I used to watch you guys, obviously when I was at the tournament, you didn't come the first year, but you came this. You didn't come 2010, the first year your team entered. But you came the second, you came the third, you came the fourth, and every single year your team was changing by 1 or 2 players, but the core of the team was the same, and the football was absolutely brilliant. It was clean, efficient, it was fast, it was all about goals. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what it is? I think it's when you're constantly playing with the same lads and your local lads.
Yeah.
When you're constantly playing, you start understanding their style of football. I don't know if you remember. I think one year I came with like a team of superstars. Like we picked out players from like different teams because we were struggling to get players. We got kicked out in the group stages.
I remember that's 2016 that was. Yeah, the Birmingham City played, didn't you?
Yeah. And we just got literally kicked out in the group stages. But wherever we've entered, where we've had our own boys, we know the style, we know who's going to run off the ball, you know who can control the ball, who can move the ball around. And that we like that style of football.
It was good. It was easy on the eye.
Yeah, because we're not like a team that contains a lot. We'll get the ball and we'll move it around. We'll move it around quite quick. And I always, I've been saying this recently. Our team, kind of what a team resembles now is Zia's Cov Athletic.
Yeah.
Zia's Cov Athletic is very similar to how we used to play, and I think. Obviously, Zia's boys are slightly younger than us, but if they, watched us at the, because obviously you don't have that much footage
Yeah,
from
yeah,
we're
yeah, back
ancient,
then.
man. But
Yeah,
if you had some of the stuff like the YouTube channels now and that when Real West Brom was, you would have seen that we're very similar to Zia's team. Like say a team like Barcelona or Barca, they're much more structured.
They're organised, aren't they?
Yeah. So
But then
Bash's team and Mushi's team, they're very, very structured and they can hit you like that.
Yeah.
But with us guys, we're very similar to Zia's Cov Athletic, but we're moving
free flowing in it, very free flowing in it. But the Barcelona team, they know each other very well.
Yeah,
and you can tell they just know each other's game in it. But
Yeah.
they are a lot more organised.
Yeah.
Like you guys are free flowing football in it. Do you know what I mean?
Honestly, I always think if you've got players that you've played with for years and you've, you don't have to change it around. If you played with players for years, you just know where the guy's going to run, you know how he's going to play, you know what type of pass to pass. And that's how you get your goals.
But you still need quality, and your team had lots of quality. Obviously, Abda was the main person in that team, like linked everything, didn't he?
Yeah,
I mean,
Abda was like the cog man.
Yeah.
So Abda's basically literally the middle is the glue, and then you've got Chris and Briggsy, or you got Was running off him. You had Kadim playing for us. Stefan,
Kadim, man, what a player, man.
Yeah, you had Kadim's amazing player, man.
For me, sorry to say, like, obviously in the whole across the 17 years, I've always said him and Hamad from Barcelona. Because of the consistency, they're, for me, the two best players in the tournament.
Kadim's amazing. We got to know Kadim from T. So T brought Kadim.
Brilliant player.
But Kadim, absolutely amazing.
He's a winner as well.
Yeah, man. Kadim knows, man.
Winner in it, boys.
100, man. Kadim. And then
big
T
winner.
came through, and then, as you said, you've got guys like Osama, you've got Aziz played for us.
They added big impact.
Yeah, man. And then every year, like you said, we changed it up a little
You had
bit.
Luke Shaw, remember?
We had Luke Shaw, we had Mara play for us for a year, man. So, again, Mara was amazing as well. So we've had the players. We've had Sabil in goals for us, I think. I think we might have had him in one tournament, Sabil in goals.
First guy, in our tournament, sorry.
Yeah, it might have, but obviously Sabil was more of a Sparkle United.
He was a Sparker player, but you obviously might have took him for the 1 year. Because he might have wanted to play for you guys. I remember he said you guys played some brilliant football. Because he's been part of the tournament for a long time as well. But just going back to, you were talking there about, obviously, your comparisons with Zia. So one of the questions I was going to ask you, you've kind of answered it now, is if you look at that generation compared to this generation, I already knew in my head I was going to say Zia's team. And there's probably a couple of other teams I think that are close to that as well, that play that kind of brand of football, but Zia's is probably the closest. Zia's team now, in the last couple of years, and Zia will admit this himself, I speak to Zia all the time, man. But his teams are a bit more direct now, I think. But his original team, like the first team he started with, was very much like yours, man. It's like telepathic, man, free flowing football.
I think you have to change it a little bit, Riz, because I know Jubair and Sam will tell you, that I don't follow much football online, so I don't look at some of the other teams that are coming through. Like I couldn't tell you much about teams like SE Dons or Scorpions or Slough Sevens or whatever, because I don't follow it as much. I'm more of a charity type of guy, so I look at more community football and all that. They're amazing, but like these boys will tell me, like guys like SE Dons or is it Filthy Fellas or something like that. These guys, they're absolutely amazing teams, but because I don't follow it, I don't know it much. I'm more of just a community, and I'll turn up when I can. But these boys will go support these causes. For example, like they'll support Turbo's stuff.
Yeah, there was them, mashallah, man.
They'll go and see him and all that. And I think that's where we differentiate, because your tournament as well, a lot of the teams that come to your tournament is they're all community based.
Generally,
teams. Like they're not. You might get the odd one or two semi-pro players that turn up or something like that, but a lot of the lads are street ballers that have just played, and they haven't got much exposure compared to, like, if you do get teams from London, they get more. I've always said this as well, like I think Birmingham, we don't get as much as, we've got ballers, but we don't get exposure as how London teams get exposure.
But they're good at it though, like getting themselves out and that sort of stuff. They're good at that, innit? You need Sam to up his game.
That's it.
I'm slacking.
But I think with Birmingham, it's a bit different, and again,
with the North is probably the same.
North, it's absolutely up north style of football is much more different. Man.
But it's good to watch.
Brilliant.
Yeah, because obviously it's totally different to your style of football. But you mentioned Mush, his teams are very successful, like Bash as well. But they're built on tough grit, man.
So,
you know what I mean?
That's what it is. Because when I came down to the Midlands, I realised that it's slightly more silkier than up north when we used to play. It was more like direct brute and all that. You had to be strong. But in the Midlands, it's more like you have to be a bit more quick on,
Street
off
boys
the ball,
as well, I
street
think.
boys and all that. And I think the more down south you go,
You get
in
silky,
London
innit?
it's very silky. They're just it's quick. Yeah,
I agree with you. Some of the London teams you just mentioned there, like obviously SC Dons, I know they just won Turbos tournament. I've watched them a little bit, but I rate, SL7s. I was watching their football, and their football reminded me a little bit of yours and Zia's. I thought them like, man, these like proper move the ball really, really well. So I really like their style of football as well.
I would have loved, like, honestly, like, because how the small-sided game, grassroots football, has evolved so much, and you have to give it to stuff like Baller League and stuff like that. I know it's slightly different, but, and you've got more of us guys now doing a lot of these tournaments. Like, every weekend, there's like 3 or 4 tournaments. I would have loved to test our Real West Brom team
against some
of the teams now and see how we were, because I would like to think
we'd compete.
We might not. We'd compete, yeah.
We'd compete.
I think we'd definitely compete, because we were a very, very good outfit.
Mashallah, very good team, very good team. But you know what, just going back to, you mentioned there about the North, obviously you got Ballers League, as you mentioned there. You got, I don't know if you know Jao from Perfetico. Jao.
I've heard, I saw him actually. I think I came to one of, I think it was
last year's ours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yours. Yeah, sorry, it was yours. Yeah.
And you might have, I think he's at Kickology tournament as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's at the Kickology tournament as well. But if you look at what they've done for the North, like their team, his team's pretty silky as well. But it's got that little grit, like northern grit, man. Do you know what I mean? But he's done like amazing things for the North, I think. But then, but if you look at community football, I think you'll agree, because you're from the North, and obviously you lads are probably. Do you lads know Mush and do these lads know Mush and?
Mush.
You know Mush. Have you met Mush as well, Jobs?
Yeah, they met Mush last year. When we went to Nasir Bai's tournament.
Yeah,
Jobs, you met as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's obviously amazing, man. Honestly, what he's doing up there, amazing, man. Amazing, mashallah. And then obviously because of him, Bash is like originally like from his kind of setup. Do you know what I mean? And like their kind of football is amazing. But going back to what, it's good to watch, isn't it? Yeah, 100%. But going back to what you're saying there, folks. Obviously, your team, you came in 2010. You didn't win it in 2010. You got to the semis. You beat us. You got third place in 2010. You beat our team in 2010. I'm going to ask you about our team in a minute, because obviously you took Briggsy. But anyway, in 2000, I'm not going to forget. I'm not going to forget. I'm joking.
I didn't take Briggsy, man. If he
Briggsy
wants to come to us,
Briggsy
come on. Yeah, that's it.
To be fair, Briggsy goes. Briggsy a top lad, man. And if he's going to go to anyone, I'd much rather he went to you, lot, man, because good people as well, mashallah. And it's his choice, ultimately. But he was a big loss for us. Anyway, but his decision was right, because he won it with you, lot, didn't he? Do you know what I mean? So 2011, Coventry won it, Haroon Motors team. 2012, you guys won it. I think, if you correct me if I'm wrong, if it was you beat Coventry in the final. You beat Coventry.
1-0 golden goal.
1-0 golden. Is that in 2012, was it?
Yeah, because we beat them in the finals in 2012, because Aziz scored the overhead. It came over his head and he hit it on the volley.
It was a good goal, man.
Yeah.
Very good goal. Very good. It was, I don't think it was golden goal, but it was a late goal.
Wasn't it a golden goal?
No, I don't think it was golden
goal. Was it the
goal.
year after we won the golden goal?
Because the year after, in
we
2000,
lost to a golden goal in the final.
You lost
and we scored a golden goal and we won as well.
That was Aziz then. So Aziz's golden goal. No. Your golden goal was Chris Brown's against Jibba's team. In 2014. So 2012 you won. You beat Haroon Motors team. Aziz scored late in the game. And it's a very, very good goal. It's a very, very good goal. A good run by him, to be fair. And he bottled it. He blasted into the top corner, or bottom corner, I can't remember. But 2013, you'll probably remember that final. Arib Khan sparking. You dominated the final, but their keeper was absolutely amazing. I just want to ask you, as a manager, I know I've asked you a few times, and we joke and laugh about it over the years. What was that? And you don't have to answer this, by the way, because you two teams at that time were like the prime teams. Do you know what I mean? Like amazing teams, grassroots level, doing really, really well. Even now to this day, Sparkle are still going. They're doing very, very well as well. But was there like a real rivalry with them two teams?
Do you know what it is? We did have a bit of rivalry with Sparkle United, only because we played them in the Chaplin League. But not any like bad
personal, you had a very good relationship in it.
Very good relationship with the boys, like especially with Arib and
Amir and the guys.
Absolutely amazing brothers.
They're amazing boys.
We've always seen whenever I see them, have a chat with them and all that. And
the good people.
Everything. And the good people, man. But it was that. You wanted to get one over them.
Because they're the prime team. You're the prime team, innit?
Yeah, that's it. So, and for us to be consistently getting to the semis, to the finals, and then playing them in the finals, it was good. And it was just unfortunate that year that
Was White scored, didn't he?
Yeah, because
it went undersold, didn't it?
Yeah. Because
did he get under it?
He hit it from quite far as well.
He did hit it hard.
Yeah, he hit it hard. He hit it from quite far, and I think Sal just.
He didn't expect it, I think.
Yeah.
Did he have the garden gloves on?
The garden gloves.
The orange factory gloves, man.
Factory gloves. Best keeper.
Yeah,
He's good keeper, the Sol was, man.
Not the best gloves though.
but yeah, I think that's what it was. It was just he hit it and it was a golden goal and they just scored. But look, we wouldn't complain for anything
course,
like how it is. You know, every time you lose, you always make, like, you'll say, oh, well, this went against us or that went against us and all that. But they were worthy winners.
Fair play to you, and I have to give you loads of credit because I have to say this as well. This is on my agenda to say this. You guys were one of the cleanest teams and for me as an organizer, one of the best teams to work with because never grumbled, never complained. 99% of the time, on time. On time, most of the time. And just good lads, do you know what I mean? And you never gave referees a hard time. You relied on your football to get your results. And even when you lost that final to a Reeves lot, you were gutted. I knew you were gutted because obviously it's a golden goal. And don't get me wrong, I'm going to be honest with you, Funks. You lost it. Obviously, you lot lost the game, and it's unfortunately. But you know, for the tournament, that game was brilliant. So for the tournament's reputation, because that was a big win, man. Honestly, for Sparkhill, big win, a big celebration. You might not remember, Funks. There's a massive celebration at the end, and then they were talking about that for 3-4 whatever weeks or months, whatever. Do you know what I mean? And people are still asking me about that. People still asking me about, oh, imagine if you had a camera and you saw Wasim Waheed's celebration. But anyway, moving on to 2014, you came back, you changed the team, you changed the style a little bit. You brought Luke Shaw. What made you win? And you brought Big Z as well,
because
obviously.
You know what it is? I think Luke played a big part for us that tournament because we needed some bit of composure at the back. Because and we were a slightly small team. Luke's a big lad, so in that sense, he kept it under control at the back, and he had a cool head, and he just made sure that everything ticked quite well. And then literally, you had like Sohail in the team, I think at the time.
Cads as well.
You had Cads, you had
T.
Briggs. So we weren't constantly depending on Chris to score the goals because we had Briggs as well. So, and when they were both on the pitch at the same time, they were scoring goals. They were like literally competing against each other. If you took one of them off, the other one, we knew the other one would score. So it's like a lot of the times when you've got 5-a-side teams or 6-a-side teams that come to tournaments, they've always only got that one player that can score goals. And if you can mark that player out, that team will probably struggle to score.
You've got a chance in it.
But when you had Nick there as well, so if Chris ain't scoring, Nick's scoring, but then you're getting Cads chipping in from the right-hand side or something, or because they're so like they make sure that it's Chris and Nick that you have to stop. Then you got Abda coming out from the middle. So Abda's just coming out from the middle and just because Abda's precision is brilliant. So he's finding them corners and just slotting them in.
Brilliant player.
So I think that's what happens when you got goal scorers all around the pitch. It makes a big difference.
And that team 2014 had a goal scorer all around the pitch because Luke Shaw got player of the tournament. He scored 4 goals. He scored in 2 knockout games. He scored in the quarters and the semis as well. But you beat Jimbo's team, the Incredibles, in the final where Chris scored a golden goal. It was a good goal on the break, I think. It was a good final, to be fair. 2 very good teams playing each other.
Definitely.
And then obviously you won it in that thing. But when you look back at that period, Funks, of that tournament, the period, before we move on to Rahma, we're going to move on to Rahma in a minute. Because I know obviously you want to talk about that's very important. But when you look at the period that you guys entered, and you guys did so well, mashallah. Obviously, in terms of goals scored, you're the highest goal scorers, all that sort of stuff. Obviously, discipline record is amazing. Defensive record is good, if not very good. But when you look at all the teams around you who were in and around you, who did you see as your biggest competition? Did you come to the tournament and think, you know what, these are going to be the final, or we're going to have to beat this team to win the tournament? Because obviously there was Coventry, there was Sparkhill, there was Jimbo's team, there was Aston's Gunny Boys, team, original Aston team, which had Aston Rangers players in it. Or did you not care? You thought you wanted to play anyone?
We just came, we wanted to play football.
Fair play.
But the first time round, our sole purpose was we need to beat Coventry.
Fair play, because they were good, innit?
Yeah, they were good because we heard like they hadn't conceded a goal or something
For 16 games, they didn't concede a goal.
I said, we're going to make sure they take that L from us. And they literally, that's what we did. That was our sole purpose, to make sure we take Coventry out. And then obviously after that, we had a few rivalries with Sparkhill. And then Baka came onto the scene. But I think with Baka, I think we
you just coming to the end, I think.
We were just coming to the end because our youngsters then started coming on. And
you had one tournament really with Baka.
And I think what happened with our youngsters when they started coming in, if you start looking at it, is towards the latter part of when we were entering, they weren't even using RWB anymore. They said it's a big name to carry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were like, it's a big name to carry, and they said, can we just enter it with a different name? And I
Yeah.
think they entered in your tournament with Squado, and entered
Yeah,
with
yeah,
different
yeah,
names. Because
yeah.
they're like, as soon as you say Real West Brom, people are thinking,
It's your team.
Abda's going to turn
Yeah.
up, Chris is going to turn up, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
They're the team you fought at first,
yeah,
Coventry.
Yeah, Coventry was the team. But you know what? I'll always say, you know, what I like about a particular team, and I'm not saying it just because we're here, the Redditch boys.
I was going to say to you, because we gave you a bit of a running for a period,
The
but
reason
you
why,
kept beating us.
what I love about the Redditch boys is, that you might not have like superstars, but they know their roles, and the way the Redditch boys play, you've got some, like, you know, like when you've got some of your boys that are
Umar and these are maybe.
Umar and the boys, like they're absolutely amazing, like because they understand where their positions are, they understand how to, you know, move the ball around and everything. And you know, when you've got like Sham was in goals, amazing. You had Sharky playing.
Yeah, he's a good player,
you know,
Sharky was.
You know, so you've got loads of.
Alhamdulillah, back then we had loads, and inshallah the new generation.
Even like the brothers, man, Cass and Yas.
Yeah, Yas was brilliant, and Cass was obviously good footballer. Yas was amazing, man.
And
Yeah,
that's it, man. So it's just one of them. So.
But you know, in that period, before we moved to Rahma, in that period, you lot beat us. Obviously, it was our. We were hosting it. We wanted our team to do well, but 2010 you beat us. 2011, I don't think you beat us. I think Jimbo's team beat us.
Okay.
2012 you beat us. 2013, I think you might have beaten us, or Sparkle might have beaten us.
Yeah.
But you beat us a few times in that running. But I was going to ask you about our team. Obviously, you've already kind of talked about it anyway. But you are, from you looking out as someone who was successful, and someone obviously who knew how good Briggsy was as well.
Yeah.
Did you look at one player and think, oh, do you know what, in the Reddish team, this guy's a good player. He could add some, apart from Briggsy, because you took Briggsy, but is there anyone else you think, you know what, he'd been good in your team, or could add value into your team, add skills into your team?
Do you know, as you said, you know, Briggsy was one of them ones where he did approach us and he said he wanted to play for us, and we said, why not?
I'm not surprised. Yeah.
Because, and I appreciate it because Briggsy did want to win.
He's a good player. He deserved it.
So, but I definitely think like even Yas.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah.
He's amazing the way he can see the on a football pitch. He can move that ball around and he sees his players' runs and stuff
Brilliant
like that.
player. Yeah.
Amazing. And if I did want to say I wanted someone, but it's one of them like, how do you replace Abda? You don't. You don't replace Abda.
He's very good.
So
mashallah,
that's why if I didn't have Abda there in the team, then or someone like Lee.
Lee Ball,
Lee was amazing.
He would have loved to play in your team because you would have fed him all day.
Because Lee was up front, he knew how to hold off that ball. So when you got runners running off here, Lee will hold that ball, but then he'll turn around and he'll get you that odd goal here and there.
He had a good shot on him, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, man. So.
Do you know he's the tournament's third highest goal scorer? And he's had probably the least games in the tournament. And he's behind Chris's first. Briggsy's, even now, Chris is first, Briggsy's second. I can't believe, like, you can imagine that, like, Chris on 57 goals, Briggs is on 42, I think, and Lee was on like 36 or 35, whatever it was. And Lee only played in like 2-3 tournaments. He had loads of goals in, didn't he?
Lee was good, man. Lee was good.
I think Lee probably played in 4 actually.
Can Chris's record be broken this year?
No, there's no one near him. There's no one near him. Literally, there's no one near him. Like, as I said, second is Briggsy. There's nobody else. Like, if you look
so
across
no one active at this moment.
There's no one active at this moment that could break. Kads has got goals in the tournament. Kads has played in a lot of goals. He's got goals in the tournament. But I don't think Kads is... I'll have to look up my things, but I don't think Kads is near 40. Do you know what I mean? 40 goals. But he's not a striker, is he? He's like a different type of player. He can play anyway. He's a brilliant player. But I don't think there's anyone in the tournament that could touch Chris. Chris is 57. And Chris never got... This is the crazy bit. He never got to double figures. So every year he got 6, 7, 8, 9, 6... It was either 6, 7 or 8 or 9, basically. But because he played year in, year out for 5, 6 years... He obviously racked up a good tally, do you know what I mean,
and
of
I
goals.
think when we played as well, it used to go straight to the quarters, didn't it?
Yeah. There's one less less games.
One less game. So if you had that one extra game,
he'd probably on more.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but he's a brilliant player, man. Look, on him as well, quickly. Well, this is the truth. This is no lie. Teams used to walk into the tournament and they used to ask me, "Who's Chris Brown?" They used to literally walk into the tournament and say, "Who's Chris Brown? He's the one that we got to watch out for, isn't he?" They used to say that. I know that was it in Bradford that happened as well.
Yeah.
You went to a tournament in Bradford and they're like, "Oh, watch out for Chris Brown."
Literally everyone was like, Chris Brown. And the thing about Chris is these boys will tell you they've grown up with him, they've played with him as well. You can put 2 men on him, you can put 3 men on him and he'll still, go past you. But I think that's the best thing of having Chris in a team like that, because he opens up the pitch for Abda.
Yeah.
I always go back to Abda because literally when Chris is literally marked, Abda's doing everything else, and if Abda's got that ball, you're not taking it off him. So then you've got two people doubling up on Abda, and then Chris is free, and that's how.
It's happy days, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you mentioned about Yas, just before we go into Rahma, lads, you mentioned about Yas. I think out of all the players that we had in that generation, that alhamdulillah, we're quite a successful generation. That Redditch team won 11s games, they won tournaments. I think he's the only player, well, not the only, but there's other players that probably could go into your team, but he's the only player that I think would enjoy playing in your team. All of them enjoy playing in your team, but you know his style of football would have complemented your team. Like he's that free-flowing football, the way he plays football, it would have been right down the tee with you guys. But thankfully, he was one that you didn't take. What did you take again? No, listen, folks, I'll be honest, all jokes aside.
We couldn't leave you. We couldn't leave
You had to leave me something. You had to leave me something, bro. Do you know what I mean? But all jokes aside, you know what, folks? If anyone's gonna, as I said, Briggsy, when he told me about it, I had no problem. You asked me yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, I asked you first. I said.
He didn't ask me. He said Rizzy wants to go.
Yeah.
And I said, you actually said to me, "Oh, Rizzy, you want to have a issue with that?" Yeah. I said, "Nah, look, I was good."
That's one thing with us. We would never like poach a player like that.
Yeah.
If someone came up to us, I'd always go up and say, "Look,
You're respectful, I know.
are you okay with him playing for us?" You know, especially when you're the organizer as well, like taking him up.
I wouldn't mind. And well, that's the truth, folks. I wouldn't mind it because I wouldn't mind if anything, because ultimately it's up to the player. And if the player doesn't want to play for you, you can't make him play for you. But for someone like Briggs, who was such an amazing player and he was so good for us, for him to go to a team like this and then win it, it's vindicated. Do you know what I mean? He deserves it, and he deserved it. He deserves it. And the fact that he went on to create great relationships with you lot, chill out with you lot, go to other tournaments. He went to other tournaments with you lot. It shows that he was not just, he was invested in your team. And I think he played with Chris at Ulster, didn't he? Him and Chris played at Ulster Town together. So obviously he developed a relationship. So that's good to see.
And you know, like guys like, you know, when you see guys like, say, for example, Briggsy or Lee coming to our community tournaments and supporting our cause, it's absolutely amazing because these guys, they would even know what we're doing it for. It's not like they're just turning up for football. They were genuinely, you know, supporting the cause, like for Palestine, for Syria.
The good people are.
They're good people, man. They're good people.
100%.
You know what, it's like sometimes this is what it is with current climates and all that. When you got guys like them, those are the guys that people should be looking up to, not like some of the other guys.
But no, 100%. But the same can be said about Chris, Leon, and all the guys that support you guys. Do you know what I mean? Because again, obviously they've grown up in the community and they've had that understanding of what's going on. So they understand the wider picture. But folks, honestly, amazing that. Let's move on to Rahma, if that's all right. Because RWB, we can have a lot of nostalgia. We can talk all day long for RWB. You know what I mean? 100% we can talk all day long and we can have loads of opinions on it. Amazing team. And these two trophies you brought, 2014 this one? 2012. Nice set of trophies back then, weren't they?
It's like they're different. You know, like now, like I was just saying, a lot of the times you see the Champions League trophy or you see some of the other trophies in a lot of the tournaments. But these two, they're slightly different and we've got it in our community centre. So obviously I work in the Yemeni centre and literally the trophies are there and you get so many people that come, they compliment the trophies. But not only that, a lot of people pick them up and take pictures with them. Good. It's really, really nice, man.
That's good, man. You're famous, man. People want to take pictures of your trophies, man. That's good. Going on to Rahma, boys, guys, that's really important because, as I said from the start, we're raising funds for Gaza and Ummah Welfare Trust. You guys, mashallah, have been doing an amazing job for... Rahma's 4 years old?
Rahma 2023 we started.
So nearly 4 years old, And you do a lot of work with GRT, amazing charity. Is it always been GRT? Remind me.
No, so I'll let Jubs go a bit more on this, but I'll originally I think we went with As-Sufa. So we were just going with different charities. We've done stuff with, not with Rahma, but we've done with Ummah Welfare Trust and Brother Shazad.
You met Shazad, innit?
We've done stuff with that, but it's only the reason why we're doing a lot of the stuff with GRT now, because Jubs does a lot of volunteering.
Did you want, because you went deployment in your Jobs? Did you go on deployment? You went deployment?
Jubs will tell you a bit more now.
Tell me about, Tell me, Jubs, if you don't mind, tell me a little bit about, tell me a little bit about why GRT, because they're a very good charity. I like GRT, from what I see. I know some of the brothers at GRT. What's the work that they do? What's the impact they have? And you know, your deployment that you did with them, where did you do it? And how was that experience? Because it's all good raising funds. Like, I'll be honest, I'm guilty of this. We raise funds, we do all this. Obviously, we trust the charity to do their bit. That's obviously the amazing charities doing that amazing work. But for someone to actually go out to the actual place and do a deployment project like you guys did, and Zia does it with Cov as well. I think you probably will do it soon. Have you done it, Shams?
No, inshallah, I did want to do it. But just before we go into GRT, Obviously, you know brother Atik runs GRT.
I know
right?
Jatiq, yeah, very nice guy.
I got to meet Atik from you
Oh, alhamdulillah.
in the Syria tournament.
Yes, yeah.
You know, the
very
road to
good.
Syria.
Yeah, very
That's
nice
where
guy.
I originally met brother Atik.
Yeah, but you-
Amazing brother.
Well, I'll just return the favour because you gave me Abu Zar. Abu Zar, mashallah. So I'll just return the favour, bro.
So, yeah, that's
No, it's good, man. Atiq's the top, brother.
Yeah,
But
absolutely
Jobs-
amazing brother Atik.
Amazing, brother, mashallah, man. But yeah, Jobs, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about your experience, what you're doing, what's the plans, and those kind of things.
Alhamdulillah. So
Yeah.
with GRT, so at first I've always wanted to do a deployment. I've always seen like on TV or people going on deployments, and I wanted to experience it. So I was just trying to think. I was doing my sort of research. I thought, you know what, if I which charity can I give it to? First, it was Ummah Welfare Trust. I was looking at, but I think Ummah Welfare Trust, they don't do like deployments.
Okay.
So I thought, okay, what's the next charity? There's quite a few I was going through, and I came across GRT, and also one of my friends used to work in GRT as well. So he kind of told me about GRT's projects. So what I did was I thought, if I want to be serious about going to deployment, I need to go to events, show my face, a better kind of network as well, get to know the team. Also, I need to know how much I need to raise if I want to go on deployment. So my deployment was by chance. So one day, because I used to go to some of the events and volunteer for GRT, like if they have any sort of sheikhs coming to a masjid, I'll just walk around with a sort of a collection bucket, with the card machine as well. So my first deployment was, I was browsing through Facebook, and Atik, as you mentioned, he put a post on saying, I need a person.
You were that one then, yeah?
I was that one, so he goes, I need a person to join a deployment in Syria. I think this was about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I looked at it, I thought, okay, I can comment on it, but normally I know the requirements is if a person wants to go on deployment, they need to at least raise about 5,000. You can't just magically say, I'm going to deployment. They say, come on in, you jump on. With GRT's policy, I think what they do is they give you a target of sort of 5,000. And if you meet that, then you can go into deployment. But me, by chance, I saw that Facebook message. I replied back to Atik. I didn't expect him. I thought, you know, I'll probably be one of the many people that comment on there, along with all the sort of Facebook bots as well. So yeah, then Atik contacted me. He goes, look, there's a space for Ramadan. We need one more person to join the team to help out with deployment. So yeah, I joined that, and it was with the team. The team that I was going with is from Leicester.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of brothers in Leicester. We went to Syria. At the time when we went, so I went to Syria twice. I've been to Syria twice with GRT.
Mashallah, yeah.
So the first year I went, there was currently in the sort of war with Bashar, where there was limited. You can't just go into Syria easily. There's always through like back routes. So the first time I went, we had to have like sort of security with us at all times when we're going to the camps, just in case. You never know what can happen. The first time we went, it's just we went to an area called Kirbatul Joz. That's just before an area called Latafa, where Bashar lives. So we went there. We just gave us we distributed like sort of food parcels, clothes, books, and so it's the same thing. So once I come back, I thought, you know, I've been to a deployment now. How do I go to the next deployment? And it's just become every Ramadan thing. That's
You obviously enjoy it, innit?
Yeah, so I've been 2 times in a row. This time I was supposed to go this year, but I went to Umrah instead.
Mashallah.
So yeah, so alhamdulillah. So now I think for me now is the next thing is I want to take our Rahma team. I want our Rahma team. So I think that's part of. Funky mentioned that we are raising 25,000 this year for GRT. That will be not for a specific sort of project like normally we have when we do a tournament. It will be Palestine. It will be for Syria. This is just the overall. I'll let Funky carry on with what our sort of next project will be once we raise the 25k. But the current 25k target that we've set is just to support all causes that GRT do on the ground.
Yeah, no, amazing job. So thank you for giving that. But just before we let Funky and Sam in on that, I just want to say, like, guys, if you listen to this, do support. And I know plenty of people support you anyway, mashallah. You're on 14k 6 months in, and it's hard to fundraise, and we know how tough it is. Amazing job. But guys, if you are listening to this, they've got their football tournament coming up on the 19th of July, isn't it, folks? 19th of July. You got your teams pretty much reserved. But get in touch, come in, contact us, drop a message, whatever, or get in touch with Rahma Sports on Instagram or Facebook, or you ain't got TikTok yet, have you?
No.
You got TikTok? No, you ain't got TikTok. That's fine. Sam, not set that up yet. No,
Ah,
that's
not
fine.
yet, no.
Not
unfortunately,
yet.
not yet.
I think we have got a TikTok account, but we haven't posted anything on there. I think we have got one, but it's it's just having so many social media.
It's hard to manage
Yeah,
everything.
man. It's like you've got Instagram, you've got Facebook, you've got
WhatsApp.
through WhatsApp, then you've got Snapchat and X and all this. So you know, it's just getting everyone to do it. And we've all got our own jobs.
You're volunteers essentially,
so
innit?
it's
Yeah.
just-
But I was just going to say, if anyone is tuning in, please do your best to support amazing things that these guys are doing, amazing projects. And as you mentioned their jobs, if a team is looking to go on deployment next year, they need to support the people. Mashallah, I know you get a lot of support. I know you get a lot of business support as well, which is credit to you guys as well. So guys, please do support anything that these guys do. Just Jobs mentioned there, Funks, obviously about yourself talking about your projects for next year and this year. But I just want to touch on Sam's role in Rahma.
Yeah.
So Sam, just tell us a little bit about, because I know you're quite active on social media. You're the promotion king, you know what I mean, Sam? But tell me about what have you done? Because I see you do a lot hands-on. Do you know what I mean? You do a lot of hands-on stuff, don't you, Sam? You're obviously on the ground a lot of times in events.
Yeah.
You're very good at talking to people, in my opinion. Obviously, mashallah, all the teams are hospitable, but you're out there, you're talking to people, and you're good network. You like meeting people, don't you? So what do you do for Rahma? If you don't mind asking?
Main thing for me is, like you said yourself, is the communication, is the networking, the keeping togetherness. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't do anything different, but just use my personality.
Fair play, Sam.
Just keeping it humble with everyone, keeping it sweet. Because one thing I gotta say is, like you said about previously, Rouse Palm and everything, with Rahma, the reason why, alhamdulillah, we get so much support is because we're blessed to come from a very beautiful community. There's a strong unity, like you said, there's a diverse unity. Everyone's willing to help. And so obviously, like you said, if people like our elders, or like even the elders, the much elders, they're opening doors for us, it's easier. And then it's like you said, we'll lead it on. So my job for me is, like we've been through a phase growing up where we've had the opportunity to go to youth clubs, to stay off the streets, to do this. But then over the years, we've seen there's a lot of cuts.
There are massive cuts.
Massive cuts. And then what's happening, you just see a lot of youth, it's spilling out like onto the streets. They're a mess. There's no sort of guidance or control. And then obviously with us, it's like, what can we do to leave a legacy behind? Because we've appreciated what the elders have done for us. So for us, it's like what we can do for our youngsters.
Fair play, Sam.
So the main thing for me is literally try to help these guys out as much as I can, using my personality, get stuff on social media. Like I said, even the hospitality, like hospitality-wise, I'm not gonna lie, I always say this to folks, me and folks always agree. Reddish guys, bro. I'm not just saying this because I'm on the podcast, but you guys, bro.
We learn from you lot.
No, we learn from you guys. Because obviously, growing up, obviously with me, I'm not. I wouldn't say I had a very experienced footballing background, but I was always there. Like even like when Rausbam, when I wasn't even playing for them, I was there every game pretty much. I think I got an award for like #1 fan. Don't know if that existed, but you know, I was there every day. You know, pumping the team, shouting. You know, getting into the opponent's heads. It's a bit of banter in the days. It's just to keep just keep that personality with everyone and keep that togetherness. And like I said, especially me and you, Riz, like we probably see each other like twice a year, but still, it's like I see you every day on a basis.
Exactly. And likewise, Sam.
Appreciate
thank you,
it,
man. And honestly, boys, like the work that you're doing is amazing. Like, just getting back to Jubs there, because we're in Redditch today, as everyone probably knows. Jubs is running the Redditch half marathon, yeah? Inshallah, on the 21st.
Yeah, next Sunday.
Next Sunday, inshallah. And you probably don't count how much you raise for that specific. Do you count how much you raise for that specific marathon?
For this
I know
one,
you're doing a collective raise, but is there anything specific that you know?
So this one, I'm not doing fundraising.
Oh, you're not doing
for this one.
fundraising?
So this one's
Okay.
more of a sort
Personal
of where to know, like, see where my fitness is at.
Fair play.
Yeah.
fair
So
play.
the original, I think it will be either Manchester or Cheshire towards the end of the year, which I'll be doing
For fundraising.
fundraising for Rahma as well.
So this is building up basically.
This is just sort of building myself body, getting myself used to it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So we'll just make sure we've got some milkshakes and cakes for you at the end. That's fine, yeah.
I need
Eight
for-
makes it Ayan will be on
Mr. A-Bakes, by the way. Just
I'll need it for the carb
load.
loading the day before.
We'll sort that out.
I don't know if you can see the QR code, but scan it if you want, you know what I mean?
No, 100%. But Funks, I want to get back to yourself. Thank you, Jubs and Sam, for obviously what amazing input. Just get back to yourself, Funks. Obviously, the Rahma project. The football tournament, as a fellow organiser, I know, mashallah, you're very connected. I know a lot of people, and rightfully so, got a lot of time for you boys and yourself, Funks. As an organiser, do you find like something's changed over the years, as things have got difficult, or what do you think as an organiser? Where is the football tournament community world going?
So I'll go on to that just before I just say. So obviously with Rahma, how Rahma came about was 2023. I think it's quite important that we let
Cover
people
this.
know this.
Yeah,
year.
100%.
So 2023, prior to I think early 2023, I think you had the Morocco-Libya earthquake.
Yeah.
I think you did. And I did a tournament then. So Rahma wasn't created by then, so it was more like RWB type of thing. And after we did the tournament, I think did you come to that tournament, Riz? You might have entered with your boys. Yeah.
I entered your first tournament.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that one, we've had tournaments.
That was at Goals, was it?
Yeah, it was at Gold. So we've had other tournaments previously, but that one, Jordan Williams, Galacticos won it. So JD's one of our players and all that. So his team won it. So after that, literally, what happened was the incident happened in Palestine.
October 7th, what they call it.
Yeah. And then Jobs and Sam came up to me and said, "Look, folks, we want to do a tournament. We want to raise some money we want to raise some money for the cause." And I said, "Yeah, that's not a problem." And then they went, "But," I said, "Look, I'll guide you on the way." And then they went, "No, we want you to be a part of it." And I just went, "Look, honestly, I've got all the time in the world for Palestine and Gaza, but it's just, I've just got so much on. I'll do everything and you lot take it on." And then now you have to be a part of it. So I said, okay. And we did the tournament, but while we were doing the tournament, we were thinking, what name can we call it? What can we do? How can we do it? And that's where Rahma.
Who made the name? Good name, by the way.
So the Rahma Sports Relief was not only us. So there's 9 of us on the board.
Mashallah,
Rahma. So it's us 3. Litu's number 4. Azad.
Yeah, mashallah.
You know Azad. You got
Good
Sal,
brother,
Abda, Ahmed, and Miz.
Miz, yeah, good brother,
So you
mashallah.
got Miz as well. Unfortunately,
he's abroad now.
whichever one is living it nice.
Yeah, mashallah, yeah.
So,
Fortunately for him.
yeah, that's it. So we all came and we had loads of different names. We came through and all that and everything. And then we went, no, Rahma's probably
It's a good name.
yeah, the best one.
Rahma's obviously Mercy in it.
Yeah, because we couldn't really call it Mercy Relief because I think there's a Mercy Relief charity already.
Yeah.
So we said Rahma, but we had to put sport in there because everything that we do with Rahma is through sports. So it's through sports. So it's either football or you've got we've done treks, we've done marathons. You know, we've got other little things that are coming through. So, but that's why it is.
And that's why, folks, sorry to cut you off there, but that's why I think there's a lot of alignment with our organisations.
Yeah.
Because we try and we probably limit ourselves to certain sports like football, cricket, badminton, whatever. But there's a lot of things that coexist and coincide basically.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And I'd always like to say, Riz, that everything, as I said, everything that we do, we take a lot of inspiration from.
Likewise. Alhamdulillah.
Because
Jazakallah khair.
honestly, as I said, we've known each other for a long time now.
Alhamdulillah.
And every time I talk to these boys, I say, look, lads, we need to emulate what Riz does. And stuff.
Yeah, no, thank you for saying that, folks. Obviously, mashallah, the lads behind the scenes do amazing work. But I now think, and the lads won't kill me because they're honest lads.
Yeah.
I think, mashallah, your development growth far exceeded ours. Do you know what I mean? So I think the stuff that you guys are doing, the fact that you guys have considered doing a £25,000 raise for Reddish lads, and I love them to bits, but that's probably challenging. Do you know what I mean? It's challenging.
So Riz, definitely 25k is challenging, and especially when everything's voluntary.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Like us guys, we've all got our day jobs. We do all of these events, tournaments. We don't take any money from it or anything like that. And you know, we'll go around asking organizations, asking people, and
that's
everything.
time in it as well.
It's time. It's hard work because I think, as you know, the longer you go or into tournaments, you can't always get the same sponsor. Alhamdulillah, you've got like some brilliant sponsors.
I'm very blessed, man.
And they've been supporting you like Mr. A. Bakes or
A2B,
like A2B.
Umran, these guys who support their
Dinaz and
time.
all these guys,
yeah,
they're absolutely supporting you. And we've got that 2 or 3 organizations that will always support us, but eventually you start feeling sometimes a bit embarrassed, like, how can I constantly go and ask them? We need to try finding other organizations.
That's hard, isn't it?
And it's hard with this current climate as well, with everything's prices going up.
And a lot of other charities asking them as well, aren't they?
Yeah, a lot of it. And this now, as I said, because we don't take any money from it, we don't do anything, everything's done out of our own way. And this is when you need to try to be like a CIC or a CIO or something like that. If you can tap into a bit of funding, it helps you out. So
100%.
Yeah, so you're not touching none of the charity money, your funding money comes through. But as for tournaments, again, it is become hard work.
It's hard, isn't it?
It's really hard work. And again, I'm very grateful to you, Riz, because over the years there's been a lot of times where a lot of these teams have come to our tournament because you've recommended our tournament.
Jazakallah, but I'm only following on from people who have done the same for me. Yourself,
Yeah.
Gunni Bhai, who connected me, Areeb connected me. There's so many people like Mush.
Yeah.
Mush was the gateway to the north, man,
Yeah,
for me.
yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Literally, he opened up the north for us. Do you know what I mean? So, and the south, like people like. Anyway, my point was, there's so many people that I could talk about that you're saying to me, Jazakallah khair, and to my boys, but that was only because 15 years ago you did it for us. Do you know what I mean? So it's true.
And you're always there, Riz, for us, because if you've always said, folks, if there's ever a team that drops out, call
You've
me.
done the same for us, haven't you?
And that's why it is, tournaments are getting hard because like you're getting every weekend, every Sunday now, you're getting about 2-3 tournaments.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very, very hard.
And back in the day, it wasn't like that, was it?
It wasn't like that. Back in the days, you had one tournament maybe every couple of months, and you had some of your tournaments. And there's a lot of factors to tournaments now why they're getting hard, because first of all, like because you've got so many tournaments, there's teams that are going to different tournaments. That's number one. Number two is when you're charging, a lot of the teams are now saying, X amount is too much. You know, why are you charging so much? Then they start going on to stuff like, okay, well, if we enter your tournament, what do we get? Yeah. Now, I think we agree in that same level. Like, because we've always been charity tournaments, we've never given out like money or prizes. We've always given out trophies.
100%. So for charity events, alhamdulillah, I'm 1,000,000% aligned. We don't give out a penny in cash. For community stuff, which I've done, I have given out small prizes like. But we've said, like, you know, for community leagues and that, I've said it has to go to a community organisation or a charity. That's what I've said.
And it's each to their own. I don't believe you should be giving out money in a tournament, in a charity tournament, especially even if you've got a sponsor, even if a sponsor says I'm going to give you money. Because sometimes I feel that when you start putting money as prizes, what happens is, okay, teams up their ante, but then again, it starts becoming a bit more serious. Ultimately, a charity tournament should be about fun. Yes, you are going to have teams that are going to battle it out and all that.
And that's good to watch.
Yeah, that's good to watch. But you don't want guys fighting or guys having to go at the ref or trying to beat up the ref or something like that and everything. Because ultimately, teams will always blame the ref when they lose. They can't admit it that, we lost because the other team was better, or we were, sorry about my language, we were crap. You understand? They don't want to admit to that. They always want to blame someone, or the organisers were no good, or the venue wasn't no good, the pitch was horrible, the referee, he didn't like us right from the start, he knew the other team, so he's always, it was gonna, so you get all of that. And like I said, Riz, it's hard now because it's hard to get teams in because they want better stuff.
They want more.
And I'd like to, and I'm not bragging here, but I'd like to think yourselves and ourselves, when teams enter our tournaments, I think they are getting value for money for the trophies that they win.
And game time.
Yeah, and game time.
And officials.
I think we give some of the, look at some of the trophies there is. Like some
great sponsors. Great sponsors, man.
The sponsors help it out. This year, we've amazing, like Burger and Sauce have helped us out this year.
Yeah, you got a big sponsor there, mashallah.
We didn't expect it, but the brothers, amazing, they're coming through. And again, one of the lads locally, he knows one of the brothers. So Billy, who's one of our lads from West Brom, he knows one of the brothers, came up to us. He said, look, they're looking to raise this much. We were already going to other sponsors, but the brothers from Burger and Sauce just said, look, listen, get the other money in as well. Use whatever you lot want to use, and then rest of it, give it to the charity.
And fair play to them, man.
That's what it is, and that's what will happen.
And that makes your life much easier, doesn't it?
Much easier.
Yeah, much easier.
As I said, Riz, it's hard work as well, you know, when you've got, like, you need to get decent refs. And I know you've got guys like Matt and some of the boys.
Jason and these boys.
Jason and these boys. And they're amazing. I've used them previously.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
But
But Matt always says to me, and he doesn't say it for a joke, and he was probably listening to this, he always says my favourite organiser is Funks.
he said it to me.
So you took Briggs in, he took Matt.
It comes out, you don't give me a headache like Reece Funks. So because it's sometimes a bit of a travel time for Matt and Jason and the boys, hence we've stayed a bit more local over the last few tournaments where we've used Ahmed Kenwa, we've used Alex, and we've used Isaac. These boys, I'm trying to get them to be like our regulars as well. And they're learning in the game, and they're amazing. again, it's hard work. They're doing the refereeing job. I wouldn't like to do it.
It's a tough job.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to do it. So, as I said, it is hard work to get tournaments, teams in there now. And you know, Riz, how many times I chat to you on the phone, Riz, I think I'm just going to have 16 teams.
Regularly,
I'm
we all say
I'm
that,
not going to
we-
go to this many teams. You know what, Riz? Nah, forget it, man. This is going to be the last one, man. We're not
I'm saying that to you all the time,
We're
innit?
constantly saying that. So, but I think, yeah, this year we've got some really good teams that have already showed interest.
That's good, mashallah. Always a well-organised tournament from
Because
and the
it's
hospitality.
July 19th, and I think I'll plug
World
out
Cup
to some of
final,
the
innit?
boys that are here as well. Because it's July 19th, it's like the World Cup final day. So we will finish by 4 o'clock. I think with Riz as well, we're very prompt with our times
Try
in
to
our
be,
tournaments.
yeah.
It might be half an hour here or there, but
yeah.
a lot of the times we are prompt. So
Alhamdulillah.
that's why we're not going to push for 20 teams. If we get the 20 teams, we will. But I think 16 will be more than enough to finish by 4 o'clock. So then the lads can
watch, yeah.
go home, shower up or whatever, and go to the finals and watch the finals. And this is why we're not pushing it a lot this year to get teams from out of town as well. So, like obviously with the up north connection that I've got, or you know, like
Most of these guys.
Musha, you got down south, you got Wales and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
Sham and the guys from Wales, isn't it?
Yeah. So you got all of these brothers. We're not really pushing, asking them to come because we know that by the time it finishes, it might be that they're getting home and they want to watch the final. It's going to take
Yeah,
ages.
it's fair.
So,
It's fair.
but we have got some amazing teams in the sense that Zia's the current champions.
Yeah,
They've won it for the
amazing
last 2
team.
years.
Yeah.
So he's
Turbo
gonna
will be
there.
entering, won't he?
Turbo will be entering with one of his teams as well. So Turbo will be entering.
And he always brings a good team.
Yeah,
doesn't
he does. You've got Faisal Zeb.
He's a good team.
Amazing, amazing brothers.
Feisty, but good team.
Amazing brothers because we're hoping to do a friendly with him.
Yeah,
soon
the top
as
guys.
well. But
He's
amazing,
coming on the 22nd.
Amazing.
Oh, he's
brother.
coming next month actually,
Oh, is
15th.
he?
Yeah.
And then you've got over the last year and a half probably Omar from Hillside, man.
Yeah,
Top
lovely
brother,
guy,
man.
man.
Top
Yeah,
brother
Omar
as well,
Khan's a top brother.
So-
And Omar from MCI as well,
Yeah,
mashallah.
yeah.
Yeah.
Omar, brilliant. He's kitted us out recently with some of his t-shirts, so
after you, man. Yeah,
MCI
yeah.
Sportswear.
And you got fingers like Jed and the guys,
Yeah,
Hale
so,
and the guys,
so
innit?
you've got, this is what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I say to everybody, I say, if you're looking for kits or stuff like that, AMCI, if you want to get your sublimation style of kits, or if you want to get some like proper Nike and Adidas ones, go to Kit Plug, go to Jed and
Doing good
Sahel.
things, innit?
Amazing, support the brothers, you know,
Of course,
rather than
man.
go to these companies that you don't know and they don't know you, they just want your money. Go to brothers that will definitely look after
Look after
you.
them, 'cause, yeah, 100%.
Kit Plug, AMCI Sportswear.
Got to look
two
after each
lo-
other.
two
Because they,
local teams.
100%, they support what we do, got to support them back, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and AM, they entered our tournaments many times.
And they're good teams, all. Good brothers.
Amazing team. Again, Sahel, I think I've chatted to Jed a couple of times. So I
Good
haven't
brother,
really
mashallah. Yeah.
met Jed
Born in
properly.
Perry, Warsaw. Make sure you go there.
Yeah.
That's what he
So,
is, yeah.
nah, definitely, man. So all these brothers, amazing, and you've got a few of the teams. Abs that usually has his team. He's won our tournament previously.
Flows to go.
Flows to. He's not in the country this year for our finals, unfortunately. But he said he's still going to try putting in a team.
Top brother.
So,
Lovely
yeah.
guy. Met him a few times.
Yeah,
He was about to sort my flooring out.
Yeah.
But I changed my mind to go local. Not because of him or anything, just
Yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to say local.
Well, I
think it's
think
faster.
that's what it is. You use your local boys, you use the local teams. You know, another team like, I don't know if they can enter this year, but Mams from Worcester All Stars.
He'll enter, won't
Yeah. Well, I think
Touch and
is
go.
touch and go at the moment because of the times and the dates and everything and all that again. And I think there's another tournament, like one of the Bangladeshi tournaments that day as
Yes,
well.
yes,
There is.
yes.
So there's
yeah,
one
yeah,
on
yeah.
that day as well. I think it's a final.
Okay.
So
okay.
Mams might not be able to do it, but as I said, we've got loads of local
US
good
trouble,
teams.
yeah,
Yeah, we've got local good teams that
Yeah.
are coming.
And if you need someone to step in, let us know.
Archie's
Make up
always
the
there,
numbers.
man. Yeah,
I mean,
come on, man. No,
we'll
man.
get you Simon D and the boys playing,
You've
man.
got some of the youngsters that are coming through.
they're
You've got
doing
some
right,
good boys,
they're doing
man.
right.
You've got some of our young boys as well, like, you know, you've got guys like, you know, Naseem, Yusuf
Yeah,
Abdul Rahman, Yusuf Muflihi, Anik, Sabia. These are the new generation of our boys that are coming through now. You've got guys that I've mentioned before, Adam, Alex. You've got you've got some really
The X-Force lads, innit?
yeah, X-Force and YB ballers. So basically, sorry, I think WB ballers
WB
they call
ballers,
themselves. Call themselves. So it's Adels twins. So they're coming through as well. So
Mashallah.
there's some really like some of the pictures you look at there, you'll see the difference of their ages and all that. And you've got some really good youngsters coming through from West Brom. Again, Adam's another one as well. So he's like, even though he's young, he's one of the oldest in the younger bracket. So
Yeah, you got loads in you. Yeah,
that's
amazing.
it. Yeah.
There's Jobs there.
Yeah, that's it.
Having a go at me probably. But anyway, well, no, Jazakallah khair, gents. Really appreciate all your time, and thanks to Isam, Faiz and D for your time as well. As I expected, alhamdulillah, great conversation with all three of you, and thank you for coming down, and thank you for the thank you for the guys that provided the hospitality, Mr. A. Bakes and Pizza World this week. But yeah, and thanks for always behind the camera and for waiting, because obviously we know you're a busy man as well. But gents, you made the trip from West Brom. We're very, very grateful. Is there anything before we wrap up? Is there anything that you guys want to say around your fundraising or anything else that you want to push out? Anything else?
I'll let Raja and Jubair say some stuff, and then
Nah, just short and sweet, be like me. Nah, joking. Just short and sweet. Guys, keep up the support, inshallah. End of the day, look, we can only do this with your support. There's only so much obviously everyone is busy, everyone, life just comes at you fast. And I understand there's a lot of charities and everybody's donating and a lot of causes, but please just keep supporting, and inshallah we can do this together and we can keep this going forever, inshallah.
Inshallah, well said. Jobs, anything you want to
Nothing much for me. I just echo the same as Raju. Just keep supporting, especially charity tournaments as well. Obviously, with all these new type of tournaments, charity tournaments, we don't get to raise as much as donations that we set. Just keep supporting with any causes. Yeah.
keep the good work?
Keep the good work up.
Yeah. Now, amazing guys. Just before we wrap up, quickly, lads, just want to say massive thanks to all your guys behind as well. Sal, Abda, Miz, who's obviously abroad. We don't forget what Miz did for our events with the bibs and balls and all that sort of stuff and all that kind of stuff. Adal, Litz, there's so many people in your setup that we could go through your setup that have done amazing things. So we all hope, I know you will anyway, but please do extend our thanks to all your guys. And even people like Turbo, who's like obviously from your setup originally, isn't he?
100%.
And his work as well, he's supported as well. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
honestly, Turbo does some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's got his direction,
Yeah,
we've got our direction, but he's still part of us.
Of course,
Yeah.
fair play.
Always
He
helps
still,
us
he
out,
still
you know.
comes and supports our stuff, we
100%.
support his
Likewise,
stuff.
yeah.
So if you want the big trophies and the big prizes and all that and everything, and you're up for that stuff, Turbo's your guy to go to. If you're looking to help in charity, yourselves raise, we're more into all of the charity stuff. And honestly, 25k is a lot of hard work.
You're doing a great
to
job
raise,
there, mashallah.
but it's going to help people all around the world. So all around Africa, all around the Middle East, all around Asia, and literally, you can do any type. You can, I think you can pay sadaqah, you can pay zakat, you can lillah, whatever. You can do water wells if you want. You can do. So our link shows everything that you can literally pay for, and it will go towards. And honestly, when I say GRT is a really good.
I know.
So we've been working with GRT.
The Worcester lads went abroad.
So we've been doing that, and our ultimate target is, if not by the end of this year, inshallah next year, quite a few of us want to go to deployment. We want to show everyone that is literally supported us what we're doing with your money. So with your money, we're going and helping out, and we've got a few new projects that we want to do after we raise the 25k, but obviously we're not going to talk about that at this moment. We'll inshallah talk about them in the future.
No, thank you. And just as we wrap up, I just want to say, it's amazing fundraising, and the charity's doing amazing work, but going on deployment is the first step to real work, I think. Like the brothers who go on deployment, like I know obviously Moheen's been from Oldham, you got the guys from NUFT, Amir and the boys, you got all the guys across Leicester lads, you got I don't know if Sham and K2 boys have been deployment, I think they might have done, but the guys that you guys obviously go on deployment, Worcester lads have been, Sark and the lads, that to me is proper work, to be fair. I think that takes, you got to have courage to go and do that. And I think the Spark Hill lads, the farmers lads, they did it. But gents, thank you so much. Sorry if I took too much of your time. Thank you to all the guys in the background. I hope everyone that tuned in found it insightful and inspirational, inshallah. And keep up the amazing work. And thanks to everyone that's tuned in from the country as well. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah, nice one. Jazakallah khair, gents. Thank you for your patience. Yeah.